Hello folks, you're with Edward here today, the 3rd of September 2024. We're going to go into a cemetery I've driven by for decades, and I've never stopped by and taken a look. One of the reasons being is there's really no place to park, and when you try to park in here, and I'll show you where the entrance is, backing out of here is a real pain. It's a very busy street. So I just park right next door right here. I don't think those there at the Prince of Peace Lutheran Church will mind that I'm parked there just for a couple of minutes. Walk along Millam Road here. It's a very old little cemetery. Going to find out more about this just one second. Well, here we go, folks. It's Dry Prairie Cemetery here in Portage, established 1835. And you can see the street right here is not even busy yet, but it gets very busy, and this is the entrance. They keep it gated in the winter time. You can see it's just a little 2-track, and that's it. Can't turn around in here. You have to back out onto the busy street here behind you, and so it's a little bit dangerous. Well, let's take a little walk through here in the Dry Prairie. Here's Daniel, looks like Dodge. He was born in 1796. I thought for a second this monument may have been a Zinke, but it's not. It's just a very pronounced granite. Charles T. Cutler died in 1862. Here's quite a little headstone. Quite well done. Charles Cutler. Looks like the whole family. Here's the Sweetlands. Here's a large Cutler monument. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the city of Portage. I know what they taught us in high school, just south of there in Schoolcraft, that there are a lot of Native Americans around here. We didn't learn a lot about Portage. We learned about Basil Harrison and those Schaefer and so forth that were the pioneers back in the day. These may be too, I just don't know them. This is and here's the mother. Father, looks like 1832 to 1900. Okay, gotcha. There's a father, 1900 again. 1833. They died in the same year. There's another Charles, 1868, 1934. Must be older son, and so forth. It looks like this whole family passed in the 20s and the 30s. There's Albert Smith. He died in 1879. It's a very interesting little marker here. Take a look. It's a veteran. Civil War. It won't say on this placard. A lot of old lichen on here. A lot of old growth on this monument. This hasn't been touched for probably 40 or 50 years. You can barely see any writing on it. Yeah. Same with these right here. Because they're under the trees and the biologicals build up like that. Yeah, take a little walk here to must be Civil War veterans. It just have to be it's the age of the headstone. Some Durkees. I would bet this had a finial at one time. And how you check, you just reach up and see if there's anything on top. Oh, it's got me. Oh no, there is quite a hole up there. We'll take a photographic look, maybe you can see it. Okay, that would have held the metal rod that connected the finial on top of the marker, very much like this one that we're going to look at in just a second right here. Like this one up on here. The McIntyres. You need a little cleaning. Again, just normal biologicals over the decades. All right. There are Zinkies here. How do you like that? Somebody had some real money back in the day. Here's the Kilgores. And I'd almost bet that this could be, it says Death Unites, but this could be the Kilgores made famous by Kilgore Road here in Kalamazoo. I'm not certain of that, but I have not seen any other Kilgores any place in town. It very, very well could be. Well, something's banging back in the woods. Here are the Zinkies. Oh, let's read this one first. Sacred to our mother, Mrs. Elizabeth Nesbitt McKay. She died on June the 24th, 1883, aged 69 years and 22 days. Not dead, but gone before. So she passed in June of 1883. So this was July, August. So around the fall of 83, this marker was placed. Be right back. Yes, and as you can see, it's in the same condition that it was the day that it was set. The Zinkies, of course, made out of zinc alloy of different sizes and so forth, manufactured by the American White Bronze Company, Chicago, Illinois. Most of them are. Right here, it's American White Metal Bronze Company, or White Bronze Company. Because of the metal that these are made out of, biologicals won't grow on them. Moss, any of that stuff, they stay just like this for a long time, like this one has. Be right back. This one's very touching. It's our darling baby, Frankie Thomas, son of J.E. and M.L. Kilgore. Died January 18th, 1885, age 5 years, 20 days. On the bottom it says, "He shall gather the lambs with his arm and carry them in his bosom." And yes, he has, and continues to do so. Be right back. The grave site of the Hendersons, father and mother. This is not, of course, the Hendersons from the Henderson Castle. It's another family here, prominent to this area of Portage. Here's the Chubb family marker. Again, needs a little attention. And here are the headstones. Have the mother, father, and the others right here. This must be a, see, 1844 died. Must be a grandmother. These dates are illegible, so I really couldn't make these out. Go back and look in the back corner here before we take our leave. This finial is sitting there upside down. It's been broke off here at the top, as you can see, and somebody just placed it there. So at least it's there, and that's nice. That's good that they do that. There's a lot of old trees here and so forth, and you can see where some of them have come down. Probably a branch or something like that. We have one little veteran way back here in the back. I'm going to take a look here. It's right against the property line back in the woods. We have Glenn E. Harper, Michigan, Corporal, 39th Photo Recon Squadron, World War II. March 24th, 1923. This gentleman passed on December 6th, 1970. Photo Recon Squadron. That could have been touchy. Low level, high speed fighter aircraft with a camera. There were some that were done higher altitude and bomber type aircraft, but this could have been some real hairy work. Well, thank you for your service, and God bless America and those willing to serve it. Behind here is Grace B. Harper, beloved wife and mother. These are the Harpers. Mother and son. Yep. Now let's take another look here. There's no Hugh here. There was a Hugh Harper in Channel 3 News way back in the 60s. I don't see his name, so he's probably not here. Here is a Korean War veteran, Earl M. Dayton. He was a PFC, that's a private first class. I was a PFC, U.S. Army in Korea, December 1st, 1926. He was born. He passed July 14th, 1992. Again, thank you for your service. There's still a couple of plots it looks like may be available back here, but I don't know. There's another old one right along the property line. Charles M. Dayton, Michigan. He was a private, Company A, 22nd Infantry, World War I. His mother and father brought him into this world April 5th, 1884, and he passed September 10th, 1961. Yep. And thank you for your service. World War I. Now, you hear the old timers when I was a boy, you would literally hear them talking about that World War I, that was a war there, I'll tell you. You'll hear them talking about that. They were too old to go into World War II, and so they had their stories. They were my grandpa's age, gentlemen that would be. We'd hear at the barber shop talking, I tell you that, the war, and then everyone my dad's age and my mother's age, when they talk about, well, before the war or after the war or just after the war, we were married. Everything when I was growing up, when you'd hear about the war, even though Korea had come and gone, okay, other conflicts around the world that we were involved in were over. We were in the middle of Vietnam, okay, and anytime, even till well after, until I was in the military, and even after that, my mother would talk about, well, I can remember back during the war, we could barely get gas, or you couldn't get eggs or things like that. So to them, and it should have been, World War II was the biggest deal that ever happened to any of them in their entire lives, and probably their families too, until they had to, maybe one or two of them serve in Korea, And they may not have thought that was so bad, so to speak. It was horrible, but it was very, very underreported. And of course, then, you know, going into Vietnam and everything like that. But yeah, that was a big deal, the war. Now, to me, in history and studying it, when I hear of the war, I think of the Great War, World War I. This gentleman right back here was a veteran of. Okay? So anyways, a little explanation. You go through here and look at this standing finial here as we hear the knocking going on behind us, which we're about to leave here today. Little exploration. Here's one that's been broke off of the Dry Prairie Cemetery. Get it up here in the corner too and see these a second. I'll be right back. Just this side of the Cahill family plot, we find another veteran here, Willard Nelson Sperry. He was a machinist mate, second class, U.S. Navy, born 1931, died 1986. Thank you for your service there. Appreciate that. A couple very old markers here as well. Very illegible. There's the Sperry family plot. Yes, sir. Philip G. looks like Tucky. Tucky. This is Ellen, the wife of Philip G. Tucky. She died November, it's like 10th, 1872. Aged, looks like 38 years, 6 months. This one has been broken off. The Howard Monument. John J. Howard. Looks like 1839 there on the birth. No, he died in 1839. Okay. So, I believe it said the cemetery has been here since 35. Somebody's been here for 4 years longer than he has. This one's been repaired. Luther H. Gage, 1851. There, this one's illegible. All right. As we exit the cemetery here, see a couple of more stones here that we'll look at. It's like Ard Cooley, died March 11th, 1851, age 61 yar. Ard Cooley died. This is his monument. And Charlotte, his wife. And this would have had a finial on top. It's gone. You can see these graves here have been broken. Now, I don't remember any trees up here. There may have been, but these are all broke off. Okay? Something tells me this was vandalism. I can't believe that this would have been storm damage. We turn around behind us here, and this is their family marker, I bet. Sweetland. It could very well be, and it is. Yep, the Sweetland family. This would have had a finial. You can see where the metal is rusting on the top. And of course, is run down. That's the metal fixture that holds the finial onto the piece. The rest of the monument. Yep. Okay, well there you have it, folks. Portage, Michigan's Dry Prairie Cemetery. First time I've been in here in my life. And I've lived here in this area for all but about 9 years of my life, and I'm almost 66 years old. So I got to get in more of these cemeteries if I'm going to cover them right. It's all about the traffic, I assure you. Have a great day. Thanks for tagging along with me today. I appreciate it. Have a better one tomorrow.